Welcome to Cyber Talks with Chip. I'm your host Kunal, also known as Chip, and thanks for joining me today. Today's stories, as you can see, are in relation to data breaches in Australia. It's starting to feel like Five Nights at Freddy's, except instead of animatronics, it's cyber threats popping everywhere. In last 2 months, we have seen Firstmac, we have seen Sumo, we have seen Western Sydney University, we have seen Medisecure, and while we are still recovering from it, we noticed Ticketek. As you can see, there is financial institutions, there is education, there is critical infrastructure, Sumo, then there is retail, and there is health. So it's all over the place. So let's begin first with Firstmac. They also announced in April that there was a cyber incident where a threat actor took an uninvited tour on their IT systems. Initially, there was not much details, but later it was identified that the threat actor behind Firstmac was a new ransomware called Group Embargo. They have recently started, and according to Embargo, they got about 500 gigs of data, which included full databases, source codes, and sensitive customer data. You can also see that later, on 23rd of May, Australian Passport Office posted this information that investigation into this incident has found personal details of number of their clients were compromised, including Australian passport numbers. Now, we know passport, how important they are. We do have a good security on our immigrations and our about immigration as well of using fake passport, but those passports can also be used for ID. And whether Australian government will reissue these passports without any charges, it's still we have yet to know. But however, Firstmac has done a good job since they have been notifying those affected parties and has teamed up with IDCare for support. Next we have is Sumo. Sumo is our critical infrastructure provider, where they also discovered a threat actor accessing their customer data through a third-party file storage app. Now, they didn't tell, or they were not transparent enough of who the actual third-party service provider is or what their file storage app is. However, at the end of the day, it was realized that the systems were untouched and they have notified about 40,000 affected individuals. Now, question is, if the systems were untouched, what are they actually notifying? Later, we also noticed a third actor actually posted all the data on breach forums, where we can see multiple email addresses, account informations, and full dump of data of their own internal documents. They're all posted on breach forums, and it was available for free. While we are coming out from then, we got Western Sydney University. This was a seriously long investigation. And they finally notified individuals and updated the statement on their website that there was an unauthorized access to its IT network detected dated back in January. Since then, the university has been investigating and adding security measures. If we read it, the breach actually dates back on 17th May 2023. Yes, 2023. I don't know what they were doing. They were just collecting fees from international students or whatever it may be, but I do not see them actually investigating in cybersecurity or such kind of stuff. Maybe they already have it, but the outcome of this incident doesn't show that there is an actual good investment going into their security measures. During the incidents, they identify that it has impacted all the email accounts, SharePoint files. We don't know what the SharePoint file is, and even their solar car laboratory. They're also saying that the initial access was through the system which was being managed within the solar car laboratory systems. Out of that, university says that they have notified around 7,500 people via phone and email. Imagine those calls. Hello, I'm calling from university. We took your fees. We ensure that everything is okay. Your course are doing good, but we couldn't protect your data and all your data is leaked. Now let's pivot to a little bit of less controversial breach. Medisecure. You can see on the screen that this was actually posted after the multiple statements that Medisecure reached out or updated on their websites that it is definitely a large scale, is definitely a significant incident, but do not worry, everything is secured. And your data is not being, your data is still okay. It grabbed a national headlines, of course, where our national security coordinator also came into the picture, posted multiple updates on their websites, had interviews as well, including our ministry pitched in that everything is okay, just say change your passwords, enable your MFA, and everything should be good. But hey, now we can see there were 6.5 TBs of data with 50 million rows, which included information from citizen, insurance numbers, phone numbers, addresses. As you can all see, everything is just out there. And I looked at the data as well, where there were clear text passwords, there were medications, the name of the medications, how many times you have to take, who is taking those medications, everything was out there. So just imagine this kind of information in hands of somebody who wants to extort you, or somebody with a nation state attack, backed up by nation state enemies, and so on and so forth, and they can easily use this information to extort you, or in certain cases they can actually, what's the word for it, sorry, I forgot the word, but they can definitely extort you, they can blackmail you, yes, in order to take a bribe or do some further damage to whoever your organizations or whoever your allegiance is with. 6.5 terabytes. Yes. You have to wonder what was the cybersecurity team doing during all of this, right? My question is, did they even have one? It's like leaving the front door wide open with a sign that says, hey, I have lots of jewelry, I have lots of valuables, come in, please take. Now in response, Medisecure did what any sensible organizations would do after the fact, that they called in the cavalry, our AST and ACSC. They reached out to National Cybersecurity Coordinator and other authorities for assistance. Now, yes, their incident response was pretty good. They ensure that everybody is updated, but there is still lack of transparency, where we still don't know who was behind it. We do know the threat actor name who posted on the breach forums, but what else? How did they got in? What was the initial access? Like, how were they able to transfer the systems out, and so on and so forth. Although there are times that these incident reports are not being published publicly, but there should be, or there could be, some kind of information which shouldn't remain confidential, and by not telling other organization or by not sharing this information, it doesn't become intelligence. And that's where I would really like our government to work on sharing a little bit more information for other organizations to be able to protect themselves and not to do the mistakes that Medisecure may have done. Right, and because when you are not aware of what are the things that are happening outside, you won't be able to defend yourself. Now, Medisecure did went out and asked for assistance. They actually asked for a bailout, and I believe it was rejected. But obviously that's government call. But it's totally right. It's like, because you didn't do something government shouldn't be just coming off for your bailout, but that depends. It's a government's call. And lastly, yes, we have one more, Ticketek, which recently happened. They also discovered a cyber incident impacting account holder information stored on a cloud platform by a reputable global supplier. Now, it is allegedly said that it could be Snowflake, but we don't know yet. They have not mentioned yet. However, there is also something Ticketmaster, which happened in US, which could also be related to Snowflake, but we don't know. Now, according to Ticketek, all the passwords were securely encrypted, and no customer accounts have been compromised. Okay. Plus, that online system or online payment system, as we can say, is separate and untouched. So they say. Like every time they say something, but when third actors or something, they put information out, it's completely opposite. Now, I'm not saying that we should just trust all the threat actors right, because they are also known to exaggerate, where they try to sell more by just lying, or because it's all business. This is how sales work, right? How marketing works. You don't tell everything. You try to just put a little bit of masala or spice in to make it much more attractive. Since getting the heads up, Ticketek has been all hands on deck. They have been emailing customers. I have received that email on my personal account as well. They are investigating and ensuring affected customers and stakeholders are promptly involved, and they are doing it. I don't know the number of customers, but I am sure it would be a significant. What can finally come out from it is, once we actually know or who is behind it, we'll be able to get a little bit more information of what actually was breached. Now, despite of government's security measures or big organization security measures, these incidents keep popping up, right? As you can see from initially, there are multiple different types of organization, from small to business to significantly big business. But they are not like a large businesses which has capacity and capability to hire number of people to significantly invest in the cybersecurity measures. Right. So what can we do about it? Like, it's like almost as if these threat actors are playing a game of whack-a-mole, and right now I think they're winning. So the question is, what can we do about it? Right. And what I believe is, for starters, we must move away from convenience-based mindset. There is a lot of like, okay, this is very convenient, let's do it. So if you remember, there was a triangle. I can't remember who said it, but there is usability, security, and availability, and this is a triangle. They are on the 3 different corners. If you put a ball and try to move the ball around, and whenever you put the ball towards usability, in most cases, which is, it goes away from availability, and it goes much more farther than security. So it's always it's a really difficult, but there are times that we can fix it. And this convenience of our cyber world is opening these floodgates to breaches. And until we fix it, or unless we fix our approach to cybersecurity, these incidents will continue. We will see our data outside on different forums, on multiple Telegram channels, or wherever we just floating around. And how many times that we will be reissuing our IDs, right? Because it's not, I would say it's not convenient, and it's not financially viable as well, right? If a person has to spend $100 in reissuing ID, each and different ID, what's the point of having these all big security companies to come and ask us, your data is safe with us? right? Other aspect is threat actors will persist because that's their job. So they will continue to do whatever they can. So we must prioritize our own security measures. Like it means you have to fix your own home, right? Nobody is going to take your garbage from your kitchen, put it outside in the bin and put it outside again for the council to collect. It's you have to take the bin out. You have to clean your own house. You have to ensure that you have eyes everywhere and you're making sure everything is safe and secure. Right. So, and for the organizations, it's like they must prioritize robust security measures. There is a very good comprehensive employee training is also must be there. Regular audits, advanced threat detection, so on and so forth. But these are really good buzzwords for large organizations. Can small and medium organizations do something about it? Like if they have one person IT, what kind of things are they expecting to implement? Can they implement audits? Can they implement strong policies? Can they implement threat detection? It's expensive, right? Because here they are here for business, and we all know it's all about business, right? One very good feature that I recently learned from banks that are doing NAB, then there is that they are supporting small and medium businesses that if they sign up to NAB, you can provide or they will be given a endpoint detection and response platform. Now, I'm not endorsing anything, but it's a good feature. Like whenever there is an additional incentive for somebody to work or somebody to do something, you can definitely do that. Like giving an incentive can help us for them to improve that. Okay, because of this, I'm getting X, Y, Z, so I should be doing it. There is some kind of profit. Talking about profit, I do understand security initiatives do not bring profit. I also know board is not an ATM. So we need to make sure that to tell them whenever we go with an initiative that yes, your investment is going towards it, but your investment is going to reduce the risk of the reputational damage. Something similar to what we have seen with Medisecure, with Ticketek, etc. Remember, cybersecurity isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing commitment to stay vigilant and resilient. That's all for today, folks. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me.